Yeah, ask them about their involvement in terrorism and organized crime, their terrorist conspiracy to implant people around the world and rape mankind of their free will. Ask them about the videos of murder and killing and threats they make to intimidate and coerce civilian populations. Ask them about all the threat bets they run to intimidate and coerce civilian populations. Ask them about their fear campaigns they run, such as through threat bets of frames, in order to intimidate and coerce civilian populations, which is terrorism. Someone needs to freeze and seize their assets. But key point. As well, it's a Rico, so someone needs to the Iceman. Someone needs to call the Iceman, like I've been saying. If you have any clue what I'm talking about. But this shitbag who likes to make up fake claims and manufacture reactions and manufacture this and manufacture neurophysiological cues and use neural trace and neurosynthesis and all this jazz. And while they train people to truth systems and tell them it's infallible, while they manipulate them. Like I said, anyone who is a real scientist using this tech for truth and being objective, they wouldn't just train you to a truth system. They train you to the truth system and then tell you all the ways it's fallible and tell you how all the manipulations of the system. If they didn't teach you that, they're using their technology for perception manufacturing and to push agendas and frame innocent people. They're not objective. They don't use the system for truth. They use it to manipulate people. They use it to manufacture. They use it for frames, and they use it for perception manufacturing. Bet my life on it. Guarantee you. Because anyone who's being objective and anyone who's an expert would know the shortcomings of the tech. They would know the errors of instrumentation. They would know about the frame squad. They would know that they could fire images at this neural implant, and I'd see it in the mind's eye. They also lie about the device credentials pertaining to the device. They call my device the mother. Not only that, they would tell you how they can manipulate neurophysiological cues. They would tell you about the sense of well-being jazz. They would tell you all the devices that are in my brain and body that could disrupt truth systems that you're trained to watch and try to understand. So key point. But yeah, never fall for their manufactured reaction and manufactured bullshit. Always demand original files. Never trust anything you can't authenticate. For instance, if you have no way to authenticate these readings coming out of my nervous system, off my brain, off my body, don't trust it because they have so many ways to manipulate it with other implantables. It's ridiculous. For instance, they were trying to train people to the mind output and covered up that the device could receive the images that I would see in the mind's eye. They covered that up for years and used that tactic to steal so much money and property. It was ridiculous. And I even said this numerous times. Yeah, some kid said something about reverse engineering, but that's what they were saying. I don't remember how it works. But also the image interaction is real. The two prong I was discussing. Uh, the ways I even explained some of the ways. Sometimes I would think of like shooting someone in self defense when they were attempting murder on me, and then they would somehow dodge, and I was just thinking about them being shot, and then they would move out of the way. And it was almost like I said, it was almost as if my mind was in a battle with a computer. And I've said this numerous times. It's even in my methods of analysis. So these guys are they have framed. Ask them who's stalking me 24/7. They've got an army of serial killers stalking me 24/7, shocking my heart, manufacturing cues, manufacturing this, manufacturing that, making me 24/7, shocking my heart, manufacturing cues, manufacturing this, manufacturing that, firing mind outputs or just manufacturing fake mind outputs and saying, we saw it in his mind, manufacturing this cue, manufacturing that cue. They literally have armies of people 24/7 in constant interaction with my nervous system. Bet my life on it. They even probably got people 24/7 filtering eye output and tampering with that. So these guys are looking at multiple life sentences and just manufactured evidence alone. So yeah, I'm the guy who always brings the hands to my eyes to show the eye output. They may turn it off to thwart confirmation, but I have eye output too. So it's like an implantable that interacts with the visual pathway somewhere and intercepts the data, and they can see through my eyes. Which, think about all the things they could pull off with that and what I'm a victim of, from data theft to password theft, etc. That's another piece of their financial crimes hustles. So that's another key point. But yeah, they've got people literally sitting around 24/7 intercepting and manufacturing data, from fake videos to fake surveillance to fake screen recordings to manufactured eye outputs to mind outputs to telepathy, tampering with telepathy in real time. Bet my life on it. So my mother. Guarantee you this. For instance, I'll be saying something. I always overhear some guy say, edit that. And they're always trying to edit the telepathy in real time. I always hear some guy via telepathy saying, edit that. I'll be like, I'm Alexander Surya Jayani. They may be like, edit that. So they're actually tampering with the telepathy in real time as well. The actual feed. Bet my life on it. So that's, if you have authentic feed, that's a way to catch them in so many lies. It's scary. And if you can get the eye output, that's a way to catch them in so many lies. It's scary. If you read my methods of analysis, you'll see how many lies you can catch them in from remote sensory monitoring alone. For instance, whenever they're saying, he's doing X, Y, and Z on a computer, probably like this. Probably dipping. Or if they're like, oh, he's out, he's running around slandering, I'm probably like this. Dipping. And then if you have authentic telepathy, you'll see it's not via telepathy, and nor is it via typing. So always check for that, amongst other things that you can refute pertaining to remote sensory monitoring from this mind melding jazz. What I'm a victim of, never even seen the tech, to them claiming I'm slandering people, to other jazz. I'm left-handed. I'm also the 3-point shooter and the long range guy, the Mick Buckets guy, they call me. I'm the guy with the signature, what do they call it? The left-handed jump stop reverse. I'm left-handed, so I go, if that makes any sense as well. So I made 11 long range in a row, and I also made 10 to 17 in a row, at least 10. Don't know where I made 10 in a row, and then I shot another rack. I made 9 out of 10. Don't know where I missed the 1 in the 9 out of the 10. But if you have authentic eye output, you would see. But yeah, they would call me some McBuckets guy. So that's another piece of this shebang. But regardless of that bullshit, yeah, ask them about how many people they've got just interacting with my body and brain at once at any given moment in time, and how many people they got just tampering with evidence and data, and tampering with data that's emanating from my body at any given moment in time, from eye outputs to creating mind outputs to firing images at the neural implant, to tampering with neurophysiological cues, manufacturing neurophysiological cues, manufacturing eye outputs, etc., etc. Key point. And never fall for their manufactured reactions. They love that shit. Another thing they love with the reactions is they'll love to assault me, commit crimes on me, and then I'll flip out. They'll sometimes sit around 12 to 17 hours a day committing repeated accounts of assault, waiting for me to flip out, and then they'll take that reaction of me flipping out about repeated accounts of assault and threats and this and that, and them hacking me, messing with my computer, trying to prevent me from living life, locking up my brain, etc. And then they'll take that reaction and apply it to another context. Be like, you got mad about that. So they love that hustle too about something else, which is never true. Above average. Now, enough nonsense. So they love that jazz too. So don't fall for that either. They love to misrepresent a reaction to assault and attempts of murder and just repeated accounts of bombardment of my nervous system, and then take that reaction and apply it to another concept. So these guys are just outright confidence men, bullshit artists, zero credibility liars. Bet my life on it.